There she is. Good morning. Okay, Miss Sue, are we ready? So I've got heavyweights, medium.
Is it just us today?
Well, Ann should be here,
Okay.
so we still have a little bit, but we're gonna start warming up. Here we go. Take your feet to the width of the mat. Take a nice big deep breath. And then try to lift the shoulders up and then take it all the way down. Once you get down, you're gonna roll up slowly with your spine flexing, Pilates style. And we're gonna do that again. Big deep breath, reach the arms up, lift the shoulders. And then exhale, take it all the way down. Now roll up nice and slow while you tuck in the belly. And do it one more time. Take it all the way down. Make sure your head's relaxed. Just hang out here for a couple of breaths. Try to work those legs nice and straight. Now we're going to inhale and extend the spine. And then exhale and release back down. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Last one, inhale, reverse it, come all the way back up, reach for the ceiling. And now bring the feet hip width apart. And then swan dive it all the way down. Inhale, extend, and reverse, come all the way back up, reach for the ceiling. One more time, take it down. Inhale, extend. Reverse back up. And bring your hands to heart. We're going to step our left foot forward. So we get a nice big stretch through this right hip flexor. Sweep the arms up. And now take the arms by your side all the way down to the floor. So we meet in a runner's lunge. So just your fingertips down on the floor. So you got a big bend in this left leg with your knee over your ankle. Press your weight into the heel as you try to lift yourself back up. And then reach for the ceiling. We're going to do this 2 more times. Come on back down, nice and slow. Weighting into the back of that front foot. And then take it back up, arms going out to the side. Reach the arms nice and long. And then all the way back up 1 more time. So when you're coming up, you should really feel this in the back of that front leg. All the way up with the arms, bring your hands to heart, step your back foot forward, and we're just going to switch feet. So take that left one back, reach the arms up. Should have pretty good distance between the front and back foot. Big bend in that forward leg, take it all the way down. And then pressing through the heel as you come back up. And do it again. It's a great way to wake up all the muscles in the front and back of the legs. And on this one, we're going to come down. We're going to take the hands to the floor. We're going to step it back to a plank. And from your plank, you're going to down dog. And then back to plank. And just do that 3 or 4 more times. Make sure you're drawing that belly button in. Now this next one, when you find yourself in plank, step your feet into bear and go small dog, back to bear 3 or 4 times. Make sure when you're in bear, you're not dropping the face, right? Heels push down in bear, so the legs get nice and straight. When you're in that small dog, 1 more. Now we're going to put the knees on the floor and go right into cat-cows. So give me some big space between those shoulder blades. And then flip it. Just do this 3 or 4 more times. Okay, now we're gonna take the hips back over the heels. And you're gonna slide your palms to the front corners of the mat. And think about lowering the chest towards the floor. Nice long arms. And then come back up and do some more cat-cows. Maybe 3 or 4, nice and slow. Drawing that belly up and in. On this last one, take the hips back towards the heels, slide those palms back out to the corners again, lower the chest towards the floor. Nice, now come back onto all fours. You're gonna take your left hand to the left ear and you're gonna lift the left shoulder up towards the ceiling. Keep the hips nice and square. And then cross that elbow over to the right one and do it again. Really stay lifted, at least 3, 4, 5 counts before you bring it across. And let's try to be mindful not to lock out that right elbow. And now put that hand down, switch sides, right hand to right ear. It's all about the shoulder coming up. And then cross it. So you're going nice and slow. And come back onto all fours. We're going to go back to our last round of cat-cows. Okay, on this last one, find yourself in a neutral spine, open up your knees and come onto the tops of your feet. You're going to sit back over those heels, slide your palms back to the corners of the mat, keep your forehead off the floor and your neck long. Just stay here for a few breaths. Okay, come on back up. You're gonna kick those feet out to the side. We're gonna do 5 Pilates sit-ups and then we're gonna start our weights. So heels to the corners of the front of your mat, arms out in front, or you can cross them and hold the shoulders. You're gonna C-curve the spine, tuck in the belly. Come down nice and slow. Once you get down, arms go back for a nice big reach, point the toes. And then start again. Tucking the chin, hollowing out the belly, taking it between the legs. As soon as you get there, you're right back at it. Nice and slow. Try to go as slow as you can. And then big reach, point your toes, come back up. Exhaling out as you lift up helps you. Inhaling on the way down. Slow and steady wins this one. Okay, working on my last one here. Okay, once you're up, you're gonna grab your weights. We're gonna do a lot of arm work today. So, chest presses first, heaviest weights you got, lying down, legs bent, palms face forward. You got your wrists nice and neutral. Lower the back of the arms to the floor, press it back up. Exhaling out as you push up, inhaling on the way down. Just find a nice comfortable pace that you can maintain. 12 to 15 repetitions is what we're shooting for here. Keep the weight centered over the chest as you press them up. You should feel the chest nice and tight every time. Let the weights touch at the top and then open them back out so the back of the arms go back down to the floor, just out to the side. Squeeze your chest deliberately at the top of the move. And when you're done, 12 to 15 reps, somewhere around there, put the weights down, come back down on your back, legs up to the ceiling. We're gonna give our hands a little break and do a little bit of core here in between the arms today. So you're gonna take the right leg, lower it halfway down, point those toes. Feel that right side body engage. Keep your lower back on the floor. And then bring that leg back up and do the same with the left. Now, if you want to make this harder, the leg that's going up towards the ceiling, just move it forward a tiny bit. That way, you're getting a lot of the transverse abdominis muscles working as well. Now bring that leg back up, alternate again. Really try to rotate your pelvis up when you do these. Bring the leg up, switch. And let's do 4 more of these, nice and slow. You're holding out for 5 or 6 counts before you switch to the other side. And if you feel like this is easy, that top leg's got to come a little more forward. Keep going. So you get these last 3 in. Tilt that pelvis up the whole time. One more on each leg. And bring your knees into the chest. Nice little circle to massage that lower back. Go the opposite way. Okay, rock and roll yourself back up. We're going to do some tricep extensions. So you're going to come right back down with whatever weights you normally use for extensions. So you've got one weight in each hand. Your palms are facing. You're still tilting that pelvis up so your lower back is nice and tight to the floor. Bend at the elbow, come down with lots of control and take it right back up. When you're at the top, I want you to take the back of the elbows down to the floor. So it's one extension to one kind of narrow press, right? Back of the arms come, they stay very close to the side of your body. You press directly back up, back into the extension. So we're just going to alternate 15 reps. If you need to switch your weight to get through 15, go ahead and do that. It's always good to have a standby. And again, this is not about momentum. You need to be the boss of these weights and lower them with control without over squeezing your grip. That's super important. So you want to be as relaxed with your grip as you can. Make sure you're exhaling as you're trying to press up. Another way is to alternate if you need another option. And one more. And put those weights off to the side. You're gonna grab the heaviest one you have and you're gonna put it over your hips and we're gonna meet in a bridge. So just rest the weight on your hips, get your heels close to your butt before you bridge up. And then when you press up, you're really digging into your heels here. So you use your glutes to make the movement happen. So with the back of the arms off the floor and the weight sitting on your hips, I want you to C-curve the spine down one vertebrae at a time. So you're tilting the pelvis up. You're going to take it all the way back down. Roll back up slowly as you press up through the heels. And then do that again. You have two more, nice and slow with lots of control. And if your weight isn't that heavy, you can try to manage two sitting on your hips. It's a nice way to massage also your thoracic spine when you weight into it. Should feel good. Okay, on this last one, we're gonna meet up at the top with our hips nice and high and your butt tight. Now you're gonna take that right foot off the floor, straighten out your right leg. Both thighs should be close to the same height and your hips nice and even. And then put that foot down, kind of give yourself a little reset, and then take the other leg out, nice and straight. And then switch again. So we're just kind of walking the feet out and down, side to side, keeping the hips really quiet here. You want to engage as much muscle to hold steady. One more on each leg. When that foot comes up, don't let the hips go down. Now, roll it back down nice and slow. You're gonna roll yourself up, Pilates style, put that weight off to the side. We're gonna come up on our feet, and we're gonna do some single leg deadlifts. That's the only leg exercise we're doing today. So, holding on to one heavy weight. You're gonna hold the weight in the right hand, kickstand your left foot. We're gonna do 6 reps on this leg. So you have an option. You can always keep the toes on the floor slightly for balance, or you can hip hinge and lift that back leg all the way up till it's parallel to the floor. And then you're gonna come back up slowly with control. So let's do 5 more, nice and slow. So your hips, when you do a single leg deadlift, to really get into your upper hamstring and glute muscle, you need to keep the hips even. And when you come down with your weight, should be beside that standing foot, not way out in front. If you're landing the weight way out in front, pull it back. So it's sort of beside the foot. And ideally, you want to come up as slow as you can. Here's our last one. And now we'll switch to the opposite leg. So Left hand has the weight this time. You're working that left leg. Come down with lots of control. And back up. And we have 5 more. If you're sweeping that leg back behind you, you want to try to get it nice and long. So there's no break in the knee. That's what helps you balance, engaging muscle. Okay, put that off to the side. Meet me down on your mat on all 4s. We're going to do some kickbacks for our arms. So whatever weight you normally use, you're going to hold, and you're going to be in a quadruped position. And you're going to hold the weight in the right hand. You're going to come up with the row, and then you're going to kick back to a straight arm, and then back down with the row. So we're going to stay on this arm, or we're going to do 8 reps, nice and slow. And it's all about getting that arm to fully extend and then back down slow. So row it up, get the elbow close to the side of the body, take the weight backwards so the arm goes nice and straight, and then back down to your starting point. Keep your neck neutral. Gives you a good opportunity to really work your 6-pack muscle by drawing in that belly. Please don't over grip the weight. And when you've done your 8, you're just going to switch hands and do 8 on the opposite side. Try to really control that kickback. It's really targeting that tricep muscle. Your shoulders should be nice and square and broad, your spine long. All about form. Not using momentum is tough, but you got this. Couple more for me. Okay, put that weight off to the side, kick those feet out to the side, have a seat. We're going to take the heels to the front corners of the mat, hold the shoulders or the arms out in front. We're going to go down Pilates style. And then take the arms all the way back for a big stretch. Now bring the arms back by your side. We're coming back to our core here. So low back skin on the floor, bend the knees 90 degrees, flex your feet. Now you're going to move the feet forward till you feel a massive activation of your core, and then move the knees all the way back in so you feel a nice reprieve. You're not using your arms. You're only moving the legs, keeping them bent so they don't go all the way out. As far out as you can take them and still find a bend in the knee. And then draw them back in. And go nice and slow. It should take 4 or 5 counts to get out and 4 or 5 counts to come back in. It's great for your lower back and the pelvis area, your 6-pack muscle. Lots of shit going on with these. You got 5 more, nice and slow. Try not to use your muscles in your neck or your face or your shoulders, that stuff should all just be chilling out. Focus is your core right now. So when the feet go out, you maintain that bend at the knee. It's really important to draw the belly down towards the floor. We don't want it to puff out. So if you feel it puffing out and your lower back coming away from the floor, don't take the feet out as far. You want to hold everything steady. Okay, here's your last one. Now draw the knees in, make a nice little circle. Go the opposite way. Okay, now let's rock and roll back up. We're going to do some flies. So whatever weights you normally use for your flies is what you're going to grab. We're going to meet lying back down with our legs bent and our low back on the floor. So your palms are facing, center those weights over the chest, open out nice and slowly. So you're really resisting, and then come back together just as slow. And let's see if we can get in 12 reps. And if 12 reps is super easy for you, your weight is not heavy enough. Big squeeze of that chest when those hands come together at the top. Should go with the back of the arms getting to the floor, keeping just a micro bend in the elbow. So when you pull those arms back together, it's almost like you're trying to hug a gigantic tree. Don't forget to exhale when you're pulling those arms back up. Try to keep your rib cage low when the arms are opening. Two more. If you're going nice and slow. Okay, rock and roll yourself back up, put those weights down. We're going to do some oblique work from a low plank position. So fold over the front of your mat, just so it's a little bit pushier for your elbows. So working the obliques here on a low plank, you bring your feet together. You're on your toes. Your butt is up in line with the back to start. Draw the belly button up and in. Lift your butt up about 2 inches. And then just roll the right hip down towards the floor without shifting the feet. And then pick it back up. And do it 5 more times on that side. You're staying only working the right. Lower it, lift it. Last 2. Now, before we start the other side, we're going to take a quick little break. So you're going to put the hips down on the floor. meet in baby cobra here. Just take a few breaths, get a nice stretch through the belly. Now let's come back to it. So tuck those toes under, lift the hips up, get into that low plank with your feet together. Butt goes up 2 inches higher, and then lower the left hip. And then pick it back up. Do that slowly 5 more times. Lower. And lift. 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Now put your knees down. We're going to walk it all the way back to child's pose. So nice little break. Child's pose of your choice. Hang out, take some nice big deep breaths. Okay, come on back up. We're getting up onto our feet and we're going to do some bicep curls. So whatever weights you normally use, I'm going to start out heavier and then have a backup pair. So we're going to alternate. Curl one arm and then the other. Nice and slow with really good posture here. So broaden out the shoulders, crowd out the chest. Control the weight as you lower it. So we like to keep the elbows close to the side of our body and not let them pull forward. So they should line up right under the shoulder to really get these biceps working. Couple more. Then we're going to start to do 2 at a time. I'm going to change to a lighter weight, but if you don't have to, just start curling both up together. And again, when you lower the weight, see if you can come down on 3 counts. Up as fast or slow as you want. So try to get taller. Try to lift out of your hips. Okay, going for 5 more here. Last 2, make them great. Then we're going to transition and do some rowing, 1 arm at a time. So I'm going to use the kettlebell, the heaviest one I have. You pick your heaviest weight. Feet are hip width apart. We're going to come down. Weight is in, excuse me, weight is in the right hand. Your left hand can just rest on your left thigh. Row it up by pulling the elbow back and then down. You really want to try to activate that shoulder blade. Squeeze that area when you lift the weight up. And again, try to come down nice and slow. You have 7 more. And when you're done, that side, switch it up. Get right to it. Up with the elbow close to the side of the body, moving back as you lift it up. Really focusing on that shoulder blade on the left. Keep your weight in the heels and your butt back and your belly in. Four to go. Okay, put that weight off to the side. Meet me lying back down. Little reprieve, so bring those knees in nice and close and make a nice little circle. So we're gonna work our lats. So rock and roll yourself up. Grab one of your heaviest weights. We're just gonna hold one. However you want to hold it. I like to hold it horizontally. But you choose. So I'm holding both ends of the weights. My arms are nice and long and there's the weight centered over my chest. Low back down on the floor. Really important on this one to keep the ribs low. Walk your feet in close to your butt. Nice and slowly send the arms back. And then pull them forward. The slower you go on this one, the better. So you're kind of resisting the arms from going back, but they do get there. And then you bring them back up nice and slow. You should already feel trembling from an accumulation of the different arm exercises today. Remember, neck long, face relaxed, chest low. So count how long it takes you to get back. 4 or 5 counts back. See if you can come up that slowly. It's especially a good idea to do if your weights are not super heavy. Make sure there's no bend in those elbows. So we're going to do 4 more. And rock and roll yourself up, put that weight off to the side. We're going to be lying back down again. This time now we're going to go down Pilates style. So heels to the corners of the mat. Grab the shoulders or extend the arms forward. Tuck in the belly. You're rounding your back. You're coming down nice and slowly. Once you get down there, bring both knees up and into the chest. Little circle. Change the direction. Okay, rock and roll yourself forward. You're going to be down on your elbows. You're going to extend the right leg nice and straight. Draw the belly in. You're gonna lower the heel towards the floor and pick it back up. This is working your hip flexor. Go nice and slow and steady. It's also challenging the quad muscle. Toes are pointed on that right leg. Down slow. We only come up till both of our thighs are at the same height. Now, if that belly is trying to pop out, don't let it. You have 5. You're also going to feel this in your transverse abdominis muscles. Last 2. Little burning in that hip flexor. Nice. Pull that knee in, take it out, pull it in, take it out. Do it a few more times. Just drawing it in and out. Okay, put that foot on the floor. So I've got a little bend in the legs. Now I extend the left leg out. Thighs start at the same height. Point your toes, lower down slowly, just till the heel taps the floor, and then pick back up to your starting point. Draw the belly in. Go nice and slow. This is your last little exercise before we do a couple of stretches and say goodbye. 3, 2. So on this last one, pull the knee in, send it out. Pull it in and out and in and out. Nice job. Okay. You're gonna take your legs nice and wide on the floor. Sit up tall so you're not rounding your lower back. We're gonna walk our hands forward, spine long. Just kind of do this in stages. So once you feel, oh, there those muscles are, hang out there. Take a couple of breaths. And once they get comfortable to the stretch, then we want to see if we can take it a little further. So take the hands out a little further, hold. I still haven't rounded my back. Breathing deeply into it. See if I can go a little further with the hands. So now you should feel a stretch through your lats. And a big release of the inner thighs. Now, if you can, just bend at the elbow and lower the elbows and relax the head. So now your spine is in flexion. Deeper, more intense stretch for the inner thighs. Just hang out here and breathe a couple of more times. Okay, bring it up. You're going to bring your feet in, back onto the mat. So let's take the left heel to the left corner of the mat, and let's take the right foot inside that left knee. So you're bending the right leg, and now we're going to walk it out. Big stretch for that right hip. Take the forearms down to the floor. Your spine is flexing. Your head is chilling. Now, in this stretch, you want to try to stay square with your hips. So both cheeks on the floor. And then bring it back up. Extend the right leg out to the corner. Pull the left foot in. Try to be nice and square. Take it up. Spine flexes. And then come back up. Nice job. Pull both feet in. You're going to come up nice and high into the toes. And we're gonna meet in a full forward fold with your head nice and relaxed. Roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Take a nice big deep breath. And I thank you very much for your power and strength. Whew, we did it. We got it done.
We did. That was good. Thank you.